Hey everybody, it's a quick video on replacing a Lenovo N23 yoga screen. This is my first attempt at replacing one of these screens, so um, I'll edit the video though to hopefully make it go a little quicker. I'm removing the rubber caps over the screws there. I found a little push pin, works best for something like that, and then take those screws out. Alright, so once you've got those two screws out, you'll want to remove this bezel. Hindsight here, go ahead and just flip the screen over on its back side. I'll get to that in a minute in the video after I figure that out. But go ahead and try to remove this bezel. Alright, so once you get that bezel off, you need to remove these three screws. This actually frees up the display, the digitizer, and the LCD panel. So then just from the top you'll be able to peel the display back, and we'll fold it back over on itself here in a second once I figure that out. Alright, so from this point on, the screen's actually free. You just need to remove three of the connectors and rerun the cables for the video connection, what I'm guessing is for the digitizer connection, and then of course up top by the camera, there's some connectors up there. So then it's just a matter of fussing with these little connectors, making sure you get stuff in correctly and don't damage the plugs while you're removing them, and so on. So for these smaller connectors, I actually found that a push pin works really well to just get into that tiny little spot and give a little push and free those cables. And that works for the other connection up by the camera as well. So once you have your connectors disconnected, it's just a matter of carefully removing this cable so that you can reroute it through your new digitizer and LCD panel that you're going to put in. There's the new one. And now it's just a matter, I'll fast forward here in a second, but it's just a matter of connecting all your connectors and getting all your wires in the right spot. So then it's just a matter of putting the screen back in, which as you can see here, I had a little bit of trouble because I didn't have the wires quite in there, exactly in their channels. So I just, when things didn't quite go together and push together just right, I had to flip it back over and find the wires that weren't quite seated exactly in their channels. And I carefully put that back on. The screen came on. Testing the display here just to see, make sure that the touch display and everything works good, and it did. So I shut it back off. And then go ahead and once you get it seated in there properly and everything looks snug, just put your 3 screws back in and put your bezel back on and put your little rubber caps on the screws, and you're good to go. One other tip to glue those rubber covers back on, because you probably lost a bunch of the glue when you took the screws out, is I use this super double-sided adhesive tape. It's the kind of thing you'd glue cell phones or tablet devices back together. Just take a small piece of that and just get some of that glue tape on there, and then just push it into the hole. I probably used a little bit too much on that one, but it still worked out. It's kind of like a big booger. Just stuff that in there and then put the rubber seal back on top. That stuff won't harden up like you wouldn't want to use super glue or some other kind of hard adhesive. You can buy that stuff on Amazon. Just type in like double-sided super adhesive tape for tablets or something like that. I think the kind I'm working with there is 5 or 6 millimeter wide. You can get it whatever shape you want to work with. The smaller it is, the harder it is to work with, is all. So, thanks for watching.